Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Colleen. I'm with Shine On Yoga. I have Fritz, I have Sam here to come and say hi and to do some at-home yoga with us today. They may stay, they may not. If you have any pets, this is a completely pet-friendly, child-friendly practice. And so today, I don't know about you guys, but it has been a week. So far, we're only at halfway through the week, but it's been a week. And today I just really want to slow things down. We're going to have a nice, just chill yoga flow today. You don't need any special equipment or tools, but if you would like some, the ones I would recommend are blocks, bolsters, maybe a blanket if you have it. If not, that's okay. You don't need any of those items. So let's get started. So we're going to start just in a nice comfortable seat of your choice on the mat or floor or whatever surface you're practicing on. If you'd like to sit up on a blanket or a bolster, feel free to. And we're just going to take a moment here to settle. Maybe you just got off of work. Maybe you've been running errands all day. Maybe you've been taking care of kids, pets, household things. We're going to let all of that go, and we're going to take just a really quick moment to focus on ourselves and our practice, so that way we can then pour into others. So while you're sitting here, just start taking some nice, big, deep, full inhales, nice, big, long, full exhales. Soften through your forehead. Let your shoulders melt down away from the ears. If it feels good in your body, you can even close down the eyes. But if not, just soften your gaze. And if you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, you're more than welcome to. All right, let's take one more big inhale together. And then exhale, let it go. All right, let's start to stretch everything out. So from your seat, we're going to extend one leg out. I'm going to extend my right leg. You can extend whatever leg you would like. If it's not your right, just make sure that you do the other side. We're going to extend the leg out. It can be at a nice 45-degree angle. Keep your left leg in. And then if you'd like, you can pick up your hips just a little bit and turn towards that leg that's outstretched. Take a nice big inhale. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky. And then on your exhale, go ahead and start to bend towards that extended leg. See where you land. Now you may not land right on the foot. It may be here today, or maybe your hands are still on the mat. Maybe you just crawl them forward. But really pay attention in your body where it tells you to go today. And it can be different from side to side and from day to day. So some might be up a little higher, some might be a little lower, and some might be all the way with their knee to their nose. So pick your option, and we're going to take some nice long deep breaths here, feeling a nice big stretch in our hamstrings. After your next exhale, go ahead and slowly walk yourself back up to your nice comfortable seat. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So I'm going to pull in my right foot. We'll extend the left foot out. Get all situated here. And then when you're ready, nice big inhale, reach towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold towards that leg, foot, knee, shin, wherever you can reach today. And we'll take some nice, big, relaxing breaths here. All right, after your next exhale, we'll return back upright. Go ahead and keep that left leg extended, and we are going to shift and extend the right leg out. So we're kind of in this wide-legged stance on our mat. Now we're going to do a wide-legged, just seated forward fold, so kind of similar to what we did earlier. So we'll inhale, sit up nice and straight and tall. And then as we exhale, just walk your fingers forward. Go as far as is comfortable to you. So everyone, again, is going to be different. So you might be here today. Maybe you would like to go a little lower and come to your forearms. Or maybe you want to go ahead and take a little nap here and just rest your head on your hands. Again, go to your comfortable edge. And then once you find it, just take a moment to breathe and relax and feel that nice stretch in our hamstrings. One more big inhale here. Exhale, maybe sigh it out. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and walk it all the way back up to a nice comfortable seat. We can swing our legs over to one side. We're going to come all the way through to a nice tabletop position. So on our hands and knees, hands are going to be underneath your shoulders, knees are going to be underneath your hips. And we're going to stretch out our back with a little cat-cow. So on our next inhale, let's drop our lower ribs, lift our head, lift our tail, look forward. Cow pose. Exhale, round through the spine, drop the tail, drop the head, cat. Inhaling into cow, dropping those lower ribs down, feeling that stretch through our front body. Exhale, rounding it through, feeling that stretch through our back. Go ahead and do a couple more just on your own inhales and exhales on your own time. Really feeling into that stretch. We'll do one more. And then after that round of cat-cow, go ahead and bring it back to stillness. So for this next pose, you're going to have some options. I'm going to walk it forward a little bit. So from our tabletop position, go ahead and stretch your right leg out long and away. Lift those toes up off the mat, but keep them dialed down. So your leg doesn't need to be clear up in the sky, just nice in line with the hip. And maybe some will stay here today. If you'd like a little bit more, go ahead and reach your left hand out like you're shaking someone's hand. And we'll take a moment here just to balance the two sides and keep breathing here. It can be really easy to hold your breath. We're activating our core muscles here. Doing a little balancing work. Let's take one more big inhale. And then exhale, return to that nice tabletop position. Take a little rest here. All right, side two, we'll stretch that left leg out and then lift those toes up off the mat. This is option one. Option two, we'll stretch the right hand out and play with our balance here, turning on our core. Keep breathing. One more big inhale here. And then exhale. exhale, we'll return to that tabletop position. All right, take a look at your hands. We'll walk them just one handprint forward so they're not directly underneath our shoulders. Tuck those toes under. Inhale to repair. And then as we exhale, we're going to lift those knees up off the mat, straighten through the legs, really press through the hands. Let your heels grow heavy as we come into our first downward facing dog. If you'd like, you can take your dog for a walk, just bending one knee and then the other, feeling that nice stretch through the calf muscles. Or maybe you just let your heels grow heavy and reach towards the ground as you stay in stillness. So yogi's choice. Whatever option you choose, make sure you're still breathing here. Now, whenever you're ready, go ahead and look forward at your hands. We're going to make our way up towards the top of the mat. So I like to take some nice baby steps, but you could take bigger steps. Whatever gets you up to the top of the mat to where your feet are behind your hands. Slight bend in the knee. As you inhale, lift up halfway. Keep a nice flat back here. And then as you exhale, let it all go. Forward fold. Now this posture can be a little difficult, so if you'd like, you can use some blocks to bring the ground up to you. Or if you don't have blocks, just bend your knees as generously as you'd like to. Let your head grow heavy. You can nod it yes, or you could nod it no. You could clasp opposite elbows and kind of sway side to side. Or you can just stay in stillness. Let's take one more big inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to press through the feet and then slowly, try and go as slow as possible. We're going to roll all the way up until we are standing. So just roll, 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 roll up. And once we're there, you can give everything a shake. If you need to make any adjustments, you can. Give everything a nice shake, and then we're going to bring it to stillness and come into our mountain pose. Standing up nice and straight and tall, hands at the side, just looking forward. Take some nice big breaths here. Taking a little wrist break. And on our next inhale, let's reach towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in the knees, hips going backwards, reaching towards the ground. Inhale, we'll come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Take a moment here to breathe and just relax. This is actually a calming and a cooling pose, so if you're ever like angry or pissed off, this is a good pose to come into to kind of chill out a little bit. So wherever you're at, after your next breath, if you're using blocks or not, make sure your palms are firmly planted into the mat. And from here, we're going to step one foot back and then the other, coming into our first plank pose. So you can also drop onto your knees and come into a little half plank if you'd like. Otherwise, lift up, really press back through the heels, press away from the mat. Strong, long line from the tip of your head to your tailbone. Breathe here. If you're shaking, that's perfect. One more big inhale. And then exhale, let's lower it all the way down to the belly. You can press the tops of your feet into the mat, hands underneath your shoulders, elbows tucked in. And on your next inhale, we're just going to lift our forehead up, looking forward, coming into a nice little baby cobra. Breathe here for a moment. Hello, Sam. Ow. And then exhale, we'll release it. All right, from here, go ahead and press up to all fours. Once again, we'll tuck our toes under. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we'll lift it back up into our downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. You can pedal it out if you'd like. Or you could just stay in stillness, completely up to you. All right, when you're ready, firmly plant that left foot into the mat. On an inhale, we'll lift those right toes up like we did earlier. Keep them in line with your hip. Exhale, bend that knee in towards your chest. Shift your body weight forward. Look forward like we were coming into a plank. And then we'll step that right foot in between our palms. You can lower down onto that left knee. And we're going to just rise up into this low lunge here. Now in this low lunge position, make sure that your base is set up correctly. So this front leg should be at a nice 90-degree angle. And when you look down, you should be able to see your big toe. You can't press that knee out. You might have to walk that opposite leg out a little bit to feel more of a stretch. But from here, if Sam wasn't here, we're going to lift our chest up, looking forward. You could use blocks here. If you don't have blocks, you can always just come up to the top of your thigh for some extra support. Or maybe if you have a friend practicing with you, you can just use them. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. Take some nice big breaths here. All right, one more breath here. And then from here, you're kind of in the way, sir. We're going to plant both palms on the mat. Hey, no, this is not that kind of show. We're going to plant both palms on the mat inside that right foot and walk that right foot towards the edge of your mat. Let the toes out, spill off the mat. There you go. You can kind of see it a little better now that he's moved. So we're coming into this little lizard variation. Keep your chest nice and lifted. Breathe here. You're going to really feel this in your hips. One more breath here. Exhale, let it go. Let's tuck our left toes under, lift that left knee up off the mat. We'll step our right foot back, and we're going to press up and back into a downward facing dog again. Take a few breaths here. All right, side two. Let's make sure our right foot is firmly planted into the mat. Inhale, we'll lift that left foot up, toes dialed down. Exhale, shift forward, bring that knee in towards your chest. And we'll step it in between our hands, lowering onto that right leg, low lunge. Pull that that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward, chest nice and lifted. Keep breathing here. All right, from here, let's take our left hand. We'll place it on the inside of our left foot. We'll walk that left foot out to the edge of our mat. Let those toes spill over as we come into our lizard variation. Keep breathing here. One more breath. And then exhale, we'll tuck those right toes under, lift that right knee up, and we're going to step it back into our downward facing dog.
This is our last one of today. So make it the best one. From here, go ahead and lift up onto your toes, raise those heels, look forward, and we're gonna imagine we're going over like a little hurdle here. We're gonna reach up and then press back through the heels, and we're back in our final plank. Again, you can always lower to the knees, but this is the last one. So if you'd like to try it out today. Or right now, I guess. One more breath. And then exhale, lower the knees to the mat. All right, let's give ourselves a little break. Bring the knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, sink those hips back towards the heels. Walk your hands forward. Extended child's pose. Take a little rest here. We're going to start slowing everything back down. All right. After a few rounds of breath, we'll walk it back up. Go ahead and swing your legs to one side like we did before. And we're going to go ahead and come to lie down on our backs. Hooray. Once you're on your back, go ahead and bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Take some nice big inhales and exhales. You might even rock and roll around a little bit as you breathe, feeling yourself kind of move a little bit on the mat. Sometimes my back will pop, not all the time, but sometimes. Let's take one more big inhale here, and then exhale, let it go. All right, from here, let go of your knees, but keep them in towards your chest. You can stretch your arms out to either side like a big Texas T, or maybe you want to come into like goalpost arms, whatever feels good in your body today. But we're going to take our knees and we're going to drop them over to one side. So I'm going to drop them over to my left side just to show you. Try and keep both shoulder blades on the mat. And then you can look over towards your opposite hand, so your right hand in this case. Take some nice breaths here in this nice reclined twist. Right, when you're ready, we'll return to center. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, we'll go to the other side. So just switch the footing or the direction of those knees. You can keep breathing here. Now on this side, I have my bolster, so my legs are actually resting on that, and that is completely an option for you if you find this pose difficult. You can always bring the floor up to you. From here, let's go ahead and return it to center. Give everything one last squeeze, tense everything up. Tense your face, tense your feet, tense your fists, everything. Make everything into a tight little ball. Scrunch everything up. Really, really lots of tension. And then as you exhale, just let it all go. Let your feet hit the mat. Move all of your limbs out and away from you. Take up space. And we're going to move into our final resting pose, which is Shavasana, or the corpse pose. I am going to go quiet for just a moment so you can enjoy this final kind of relaxing pose before you have to get on with the rest of your day or evening. But know that I will guide you out of this pose in just a moment. The card that I pulled for today's practice is Bat Spirit, and its message is that a rebirth is assured. After something has run its course and died or been released, finished, surrendered, completed, or ended, there is a promise of a new beginning. Rebirth is assured just as night gives way to dawn and the bat emerges from the darkness of a womb-like cave. Bat Spirit has come to remind you that this rebirth is a miraculous one. For the very best elements of what you had to give up in the death of the old are still present in this new, amazing life forming now. This is the miracle and magic of rebirth in every aspect of your life, including the rebirth of faith in your ability to establish new and healthy relationships. Bat Spirit reminds you that at present, you are in unknown territory and may feel as if you are lost. However, you are called to trust that your intuition will be a reliable guide as you give birth to something new and unfamiliar. Bat Spirit has listened in the darkness of night and has heard all your hopes and dreams, your fears and worries, and assures you that this new version of your dream, this move from darkness into light, from lost to found and death to rebirth, comes to fruition with love at its core. Bat Spirit asks you to trust that what seems to have died is actually shape-shifting into something even more meaningful and wondrous than before. If you feel you are in the dark, know that come morning, all will be revealed and things will be in a new form that is right for you. If you would like to stay in Shavasana, then go ahead and stay as long as time allows you today. If you need to continue on with your day or evening, then slowly start to deepen your breaths. When you feel ready, begin to wiggle any fingers and toes that you have, just bringing some life back into them. From there, you can place one foot on the mat and then the other. Now you can roll to your favorite side and come into a little fetal position. Take a few breaths as you get reacquainted with the room around you. And then finally, whenever you're ready, go ahead and come up into a nice comfortable seat, bringing your head and neck up last. Your eyes are closed. You can slowly blink them open, taking in the room around you and your space. I hope you found that practice restorative and that you have a little bit more energy and maybe even calm into your life right now. I want to thank you guys on the live so much for joining me. I really appreciate your support and you sharing your energy and your practice with myself and anyone else that happens to be practicing at this time. If you're interested, I will have the replay up on my Patreon site. The link for that is in my bio. Otherwise, I will be back next week with a brand new practice, and I hope that you will join me and anyone else that is able to. So have an amazing rest of your week. I will see you guys later. Namaste.